Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Telegraph Herald, More Than the Score. I am your host, Steve Ortman, and we have the return of Brenden West this week. It must be just about Christmas time. We got Brenden West on the show. What a present. What an early Christmas present.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back. I thought you were going to say something else, though, about the seasons, but, you know, whatever.
Oh no, I'm feeling jolly. It's that Christmas time of year, if you will. Holidays are here. Basketball's off and running. I've got my list for Santa Claus ready to go. How about you?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't exactly have a list.
I think we've called it up, right? Look at that list. That is a list right there. I'm really looking forward to that swimsuit edition. I don't know about you, but
yeah.
Tom Brady in swimsuit, yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I could make a better one, but yeah,
right.
Like maybe a better host of More Than the Score. But
all right.
You know,
well, maybe we'll put that into Santa and see if you get your Christmas present.
That would be great. This one's been a little bit naughty, so.
For all of our viewers, I hope you do not get that Christmas present, because that would be rough, in my opinion. But let's not get too honest here. Let's stay happy. Let's stay excited. We got a great episode. Boys basketball, girls basketball, some boys basketball rankings just came out. So Brenden, you're the expert in the boys basketball. So walk us through it.
Well, you know, the AP poll just came out this week, the first one of the season. Boys basketball tips off a little bit later than girls basketball. And we only have two area teams in the rankings so far. We got Dubuque Senior, they're ranked 6th in 4A, and then Cascade is ranked 8th in 2A. So, you know, we got some other teams in Hempstead and Waller getting votes there, and Dubuque Senior was also dealt a recent blow. They might be missing one of their key players, Noah Carter, for a little bit here. But that's kind of how things are looking. That's how the state sees area teams and sort of the best to be able to, you know, the best in the area so far this season. But that doesn't mean that there's not a lot of great boys basketball all around the area. I know you were covering a pretty fantastic kid out there in Bellevue. So.
Yeah, you want to talk about talent in the area. Cade Daugherty, senior guard for Bellevue Comets. Really been turning it on here the last couple years, and this year he is really stepping up to the plate. Obviously, it was a great quarterback for the Comets, threw for over 2,200 yards, 25 touchdowns, and he is staying hot on the hardwood. I was there Saturday night. They picked up a 56-49 victory over Bellevue Marquette. He scored 25 points, had some big shots in that game to help the Comets improve to 3-4 this season. I caught up with Cade after the game. Here's what he had to say, not only about the victory, but what the transition has been like from starring on the football field, moving right into basketball season.
It was a very exciting game. It's a hometown rivalry game. So, I mean, we came out with a lot of energy, a lot of intensity. A little undisciplined sometimes, but we got a little focused after halftime and came out with the dub.
Yeah, tight through 3 quarters. What was the key in the 4th quarter to help you guys kind of get that distance?
Defense and transition. At halftime, we got a good preaching on boxing out and pushing the ball. So, I mean, we came out with that attitude, just focusing on that, and that's what pretty much helped us get the lead.
Obviously, you've been a great quarterback for the Comets now, and talk about that transition. You're starring now on the basketball court. Talk a little bit about that.
It's a good transition. I mean, going in from football to basketball, it's different work ethic. Football, I'm working straight footwork, and basketball, I'm working on my shooting technique, and there's different workouts and stuff, and it's a good. I like the transition. It's fun.
Yeah, talk about you know, you obviously talk about off-season work. I mean, you got football, you're working on basketball, and just when you think you could get a minute away from Coach Kinake, I don't think so, huh? Not in basketball.
Oh no, I wish I could, but I couldn't. Yeah, coming in 6 o'clock, 4 days a week, working on different things to get me better and the team better. So some of it's starting to show from that game.
All right, and talk about, you know, potential college. What you're looking? Are you looking to try to do both sports, or what's the possibility there?
I'm kind of siding with basketball right now, but if I get something good for football, I mean, I'd have to sit down and consider what would be best for me. And I mean, I like both. I mean, it'd be fun to play both, but I gotta pick one.
You know, Steve, I actually had a chance to watch Cade Daugherty when he was playing at Cascade, that ranked Cascade team. And Bellevue lost that game, but he wound up being the leading scorer, and he showed that he could score in a number of different ways, outside, inside, also plays really good defense. So, you know, he's already off to a terrific start. But that's the boys' side. I know you're covering a lot of fantastic things on the girls' side as well.
There are some great talents in the Tri-States right now in girls basketball. I saw a couple of them this past week. In Bellevue, the doubleheader for Bellevue against Bellevue Marquette, the Comets were coming off a tough loss to their rival Cascade on the road. They were looking to get back on track, and behind some feisty defense, a lot of hustling by the girls, they picked up a 54-34 victory over Bellevue Marquette, kind of mirroring what the Cougars had done to them in the previous contest earlier in the week. And Giana Michels, great game, 17 points, can shoot the three, can attack the basket. I caught up with Michels after the win over the Mohawks, and here's what she had to say about picking up a win and kind of getting things on the right track for the Comets.
We had a tough loss against Cascade last week. We think they outplayed us, they out-hustled us, so tonight we wanted to be the aggressor. We wanted to be the team that was out-hustling Marquette, obviously. Our outside shots weren't falling for us, so we drove hard to the basket. I think we were the team that had more hustle plays. We had a couple fast break opportunities. We took advantage of those. We got fouled, got to the free throw line. So I think coming out of the Cascade game, we wanted to do what they did to us, and I think we did that pretty well tonight.
Sure, this game was grinding kind of for 3 quarters. What was the key in the 4th quarter for you guys there to pull away?
We brought in our press. I think we brought up the pressure a little bit. Definitely forced some turnovers against them, and I think we turned over the ball a lot less too. We slowed things down. We didn't try to force a lot. So.
Sure, your post, Emma Kelchin, had a lot of success tonight as well. How key is it to work that offense around, be patient, and get those good looks at the baskets, and it obviously opens up things on the outside shot as well?
Yeah, for sure. That's something our team, we definitely need to work on. We don't utilize Emma as much as we should. She's a great post player. She gets a job done in there. We struggled getting it into her, but we finally started to. Like you said, reversing the ball around. She's kind of unstoppable when she gets it in the paint. So.
All right, also we go across the river, across the Mississippi from Iowa into Illinois, Sydney Schuler for Galena. She's having a fantastic season. She's topped the 30-point plateau a couple times already this year. And I was up in Hazel Green earlier this week as Galena went up to Wisconsin and took on Southwestern. It was a nip and tuck battle the whole way through. Pirates pulled it out 63-62. Schuler with 24 points led the team. She only shot 2 for 12 in the first half, but she can get streaky, and she really heated up, 6 for 10 in the second half, finished with 24 points. Some big shots there that really keyed the Pirates to pull out that victory. Caught up with her after the game. Here's what she had to say about stepping into the senior leadership role this season for the Pirates.
Tonight was definitely a tough one, but we pulled through and we were able to stay on top. That last 3 at the end, man, if McKenzie would not have made that free throw, we definitely would have been going into OT, and that would have been stressful with all the fouls we had and everything else that went on through the game. Definitely when we came out from halftime, we started picking it up. Our defense became better. We switched to a different defense, which I think helped us a lot throughout the game. And then once we switched to that defense, we just tried to keep our hands up. The fouls were not going our way tonight, but you just had to push through and overcome that, and we were able to pull through and get it done. Sure,
yep, hung on for the 63-62 win, and you know, when you guys aren't playing your best, and it's just kind of a rough night overall, and you weren't shooting the ball great in the first half, did you ever lose confidence in pulling the trigger from outside? Or?
It was a little rough the first half. I wouldn't argue with that, but then once I got at halftime, I slowed things down, thought through my mind, and then I was like, I have to keep shooting or else it might not have been the way it was. If I want to knock down those 3 shots, those big 3 shots, I don't know. Our score would not have been that high or anything like that. So.
Yep, he had some big threes down the stretch, finished with 24 points, and obviously you guys graduated Katie Furlong, one of the best players this program's seen, and talk about a senior role, stepping in. Have you kind of taken on your shoulders to really have a bigger role this year?
Yeah, I definitely have. I've accepted the fact that we don't have those 4 seniors or 5 seniors last year that we had to take on the leadership. Especially Katie was a big role to our team, and she even led us and never gave up on any of us at all. And this year we have to push our team. We're a young team. We have 2 sophomores starting. So we just got to always look at them and say, hey, keep your head up. You got to get through. You'll get the next one, anything like that. You get in foul trouble, shake it off, and stay straight up.
You know, when I think about Sydney Schuler and Cade Daugherty and Giana Michels, you know what I think about is that all 3 are very terrific multi-sport athletes. So, you know, congratulations to them. Schuler and Michels obviously did it on the volleyball court. Daugherty over there on the football field. So, we're going to be continuing our basketball coverage all week this week. I personally have a really exciting game coming up here. It's an inter-city rivalry match, doubleheader. Steve will be covering the Hempstead-Wahlert girls. I'll be covering the Hempstead-Wahlert boys, so that's what I'll be looking forward to. And then he's going to be carrying on his coverage into the weekend. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Another early Christmas present for area basketball fans is the Wendy's American Trust Classic up at Loris College. at the Loris Athletic and Wellness Center. For the girls' side will be this Saturday, a couple of great local matchups, and I think this is the potential that the Wendy's Classic has, is to bring great local matchups, these teams together that wouldn't really get the opportunity to play otherwise. 11:30 a.m. you're going to see Cascade taking on East Dubuque, and at 3 o'clock you'll be looking at Waller against Bellevue. Hempstead senior girls also going to be in action later in the day, so it should be a fun day of basketball up at Loris. And as we kind of get to the point through this weekend and early next week when teams will be taking a break and enjoying the holidays, so look forward to all that coverage at TelegraphHerald.com, as well as in the print editions this weekend. That is going to do it for this week's episode of Telegraph Herald More Than the Score. I'm your host, Steve Ortman, alongside who?
Brenden West.
Oh, yes. Yeah, God. I just got hot cocoa on the mind here. Snow and candy canes.
You know,
I'm sorry.
You know, we were on our way to, you know what we were on our way to doing?
What?
We were on our way to swishing this episode until you ruined it.
Bye-bye. That is going to do it for this week's episode. We'll see you next week.